Right, so welcome back. Didn't do anything in the van yesterday because I went in and picked the van up, as I said, which was turned into a disaster. Supposed to have had £6,000 spent on the engine, but it just poomed out white smoke after about 2 miles. Never mind, that just went back where it come from. The mechanic that's supposed to have done it has got it back. So, luckily I hadn't bought it. I was going to try and sell it for a friend of mine. But there you go, that's that. So in this video, I'm going to try and do this side, this complete side. So in here we've got the shower and the toilet goes in here, the cooker, and we've got a microwave up top there above the cooker, and then just, you can't see it there, but that part there will be a little L part of the seating. So all that'll be in this video. So I'm going to try and document that. So in there as well, in that section, we've got the night heater, which I'll document fitting. You've probably seen it if you've followed these van life channels, because there's always a night heater being fitted. But the new style water heater I'm going to fit as well, which I've never seen anyone fit. I've never fitted one before, but I'm going to fit that and see how that goes. Yesterday I went and bought off Marketplace some shower wall panels. So they're meant to be about 60 quid each on Marketplace if someone's selling them. Had to drive out to Bedford, but that was all right. So they come in at about 25, 30 quid each. Never used them before. I normally use like the like panels. They're like planks, plastic again, but planks. But these are full. They're like 2.4 by a metre. So obviously the waterproof part of that is going to be better. They look nice as well. They're like a white marble. I'll show you in a bit. There might be slight damage on them, hence the price, but only on the bottoms, and obviously they're 2.4i, so we'll be cutting the bottoms off anyway. I'm trying to use this tripod on here, but I've noticed that it's wobbling a bit. I'll have a look at the video and see how that looks. Hopefully it's not too bad. So that's it. So that's what we're going to be doing on this video. I'm going to try and put the camera on a tripod when I'm doing something that might interest you or educate someone or help somebody rather. So we'll do that and see how it goes. Everything's in here, the hot and cold water, the gas pipes are all in there. With the gas pipes, I'm definitely not a gas fitter. I put the pipes in and then we install the bits, and then we have it completely tested by a gas fitter. Now with that as well, because it's a mobile thing, it's LPG, which is one difference from natural gas. So you need a Corgi guy with LPG, but you also have to have a mobile ticket, i.e. like for caravans and obviously mobile homes. So there's not that many of them, but I do know someone, and he will come and he'll test it. He's got all that proper Corgi registration, so at least you know in theory it's safe. However, gas in a motorhome, in a caravan, in a camper, whatever, you've always got to be wary of it, because obviously the vehicle's moving, so the pipes are moving all the time. I use rubber to connect to any appliances. They seem to think that's okay, because obviously then any copper pipe, which is a solid connection, always worries me when you're moving along that might come loose or start leaking. In this van as well, because I'm fitting more gas appliances in here, cooker and the hob and the gas water heater, which I don't normally fit, I'm going to put in a gas meter, a gas alarm down low, obviously, because the gas is heavier than the air. And also, everywhere there's an appliance, there'll be a floor vent. So in the unlikely event there was a leak, then it's going to just clear off straight out the floor, and we shouldn't cause you any grief. So that's it. Water's easy, isn't it? Water's water. If it doesn't leak, it's okay, isn't it? But and it can't do any harm really. It'll do the van a bit of harm, but it can't do you any harm. So we watch, just make sure that's not leaking. With the pumps we use, I'll show you all this when we're fitting them. Pumps we use, they're an on-demand pressure pump. So if there's a leak at all in the system, you'll hear the pump. If there's a tiny leak, it will just click every now and again, but realistically it shouldn't do anything like that. It should, if there's no water being turned on, your pump shouldn't activate at all. So if it does, you know you've got a leak. So that's quite easy to identify a leak on that side of it. So there you go. We'll crack on with that. I'll show you the stuff I got yesterday. The sheets. I'm actually going to probably start by putting one of the sheets up here on that wall, because we've got the extractor fan that you can just see up there. So that can be finished once the sheet's on there, once the wall sheet's on there, that can be all finished and wired in. That's just literally wired to the lighting, which is obviously this light, this one light here That's on a separate switch. This is a deliberately, you can't actually see it, it's just out of the shot, and I haven't got the ability to turn that camera. Well, it's not a camera, it's just my phone. But anyway, so this wire you can't see just out of shot, which is another one of them. Should have been in the shower because the shower was going to be bigger, but it's not. So I'm going to chase that out in the ceiling up there, and just drop that into the bathroom, and just put perhaps an LED, like a tube LED on the wall in there, just to give that some extra light. So I like it to be bright as possible in there. And they're all on this switch here, which you can see, which will obviously be in the wall that will be here, hopefully next to the door. And then the fan will just come on. The fan has got a switch on the fan as well, but obviously the fan will come on when the light's on. But in the night or whatever, for any other reason you wanted to turn that fan off, you can just turn it off on the separate switch, which is on the front of the fan, which I'll show you as well when I put it on, when I wire it in. Right, let's get going. First thing I've got to do is tidy up all this mess. So I've got somewhere to start. Obviously now we've boxed the back in. We still can come underneath there, but obviously I can't really get stuff in there. Everything's got to come through this little drop down door. I'm hoping that everything does fit through that drop down door, and I've got to come up with another plan, but it should be fine. All right, great, let's crack on. So I'm just going to show you now, just going to put a few photos together because I just found a load of photos I didn't really remember taking of the bits I did to the van. Just pictures, just photos of the bits I've done to this van before I started doing this filming. So I'll stick them in now. I know it's four or five pictures of the insulation and the hole for the floor and the door, and then we'll carry on after that. So I've got that first panel in. They're about 10mm thick. They're quite heavy duty. I quite like it. It's like a marble effect, white marble effect, something or other. And yeah, so they're 10mm thick. They're quite strong. They're all reinforced inside. And that's obviously I can't take the mattress out because here there's the part of the wall for the bathroom which comes up to there, somewhere there. Look. So I won't be able to get the mattress in or out then at all. So I'll leave that in and then we'll clad that in. But we'll just use this for the cladding on this side rather than extra ply. And then the other side it's just ply and then carpeted where the switches will be and the charger will be. I see Molly's come in to see us this time. So that's Molly. She's getting on now, but we've had her since she was a tiny kitten. We were on a job down in Warminster or somewhere in a tank regiment, moving some guys to Germany, and they were going to leave her when she was a tiny kitten, not long from her mother. So we took her, but that was unfortunately was on a Monday, so she spent a week with us as a tiny kitten in a lorry, in a Scania, but she didn't mind. She's always coming in here and wandering around trying to find somewhere to hide and snuggle down, I think, for the day. Somewhere we don't want her to be, probably. But no, she's all right. And obviously security's still there on guard. So he's just come up there, which I didn't know he could do. Normally he'd come in the back, which is obviously all shut now at the moment. So we'll just see how easy he can get out. Now the look on his face, I think he's like thinking, I'll come up there, but I don't fancy the way down. But you'll be right, Max. It's easy. Max and Momo. All right, more progress later. Well, these animals stop hassling me. Where's she going down there? Are you going down there? More in a bit. So I'd normally just fit the bathroom in, make the space and build the bathroom. But I found this in that where I bought the cooker at the same caravan, so I thought I'd have a go with it. But it is quite difficult to get it all to line up and look good. But it is coming together. Should be okay. Here we are. Nothing's been done on the lorry today because we've gone down to Wells for the day. There you go. Beautiful down there. Chilly, but lovely. And if you look down there, I don't really know how the crabs. They ain't got a chance. Look at them all. Anyway, that's it. Wells. Easter Sunday. Lovely. We'll go back on the lorry tomorrow. Morning. Just a bit of an update on the bathroom area. Got some more done the other day. So I've got all the panels on the 3 panels on the back 3 walls. I haven't done the front of this unit yet. They're all in. This sink unit, I'll just show you. It spins round to make like a partition there. We thought walk backwards without falling out the hole, preferably. So then on the back of the door, which is obviously here, there's a piece of perspex that goes round and meets that bit there to make like a sealed area for the shower, just keep the toilet area dry. If it works, it'll be quite good. Yeah, and then the extractor fan's all done, fitted. As like I said before, that works off the light switch anyway. Just works when the lights are on. They're just on eBay. Those extractor fans. About 35 quid. Just 12-volt extractor fan. Just cut a hole, put a tube through, and that's it really for that. And that's the bathroom so far, anyway. And the only other bit I've done is I put the carpet on these walls. Here, this wall here, I've carpeted it because the carpet's 2 meters wide, but really that didn't need doing because there's microwave and everything going up there. Also fitted these blinds. They're just so the windows are just second-hand caravan windows. Actually went quite a long way to buy them because it's not easy to find the ones with the frames. So a lot of caravan windows are sort of like you cut the hole and then they sit on the outside of the caravan. But these ones, if a bit of a hobby caravan or something like that, they're quite old windows, but they come in their own frame, as would a new adventure window or whatever other new windows you'd buy now. Trouble with them is the windows of this size new, probably 300 quid, maybe a bit more. I think these are about 25 quid. So it's a saving. They're okay. They're not the greatest. They're not new, and these blinds I actually bought separately. They're just caravan blinds. So they have the they have the fly screening and the blackout blind as well. But they are just second-hand cheap caravan. Yeah, you can spend thousands and thousands if you've got it. I suppose you might, but I don't really know why sometimes. But they all do the same thing. And this wall here, I think we're going to paint it. Not sure, just to try and break up the carpet. Not too much carpeting. And obviously done the same. This size is exactly the same. That window's exactly the same size as the other one. I've only got 3 windows off the guy off that caravan. These 2, and 1 massive window, which I'm not sure I'll ever use. But that's it. That's the progress so far. And today we're going to crack on, and we'll probably just work on this bathroom front. But we'll see what we feel like. Hey up, just back again, doing some more on here. So this is just putting the front on the shower unit. So this is the door. I've got the whole bathroom out of the caravan. So the door and all of this, everything, the toilet, the tray, the thing, all come with it. So this is all right. Doesn't really go with me look. It's not rustic enough really. But so on the back of here, so you've got this clip, and then this bit of perspex. Eventually, this door's not screwed in yet, so it goes around there, and that's what makes that sort of shower area, I suppose. But that's just sat there, so I don't really want it to fall out. So that's it. So again, going against a funny order we're building this truck. I also fitted the telly. But the main reason I did that was to test the aerial, because I've never used it before. I showed you, and I just showed you in the previous video, but I'll just show you it again. Quite a strange thing. Before that, I always used the max view, the wired aerial. Well, it looks, not the spaceship one, but the one that looks like a coat hanger. So that's the little aerial thing up there. They do one very similar for Wi-Fi as well, which I might get because I'm thinking of putting Wi-Fi, like a router in here. Because that's excellent. That's probably the best aerial, because I know where we are, obviously. I know what the signal's normally like. So that's one of the best aerials I've had. I'll put a little thing on. I won't put a link in the description because I still don't know how to do that. But yeah. Another thing I was just going to show you quick really was this. So be careful of glue. So obviously when you're spraying the glue on the walls. Oh yeah, look at that. Nearly cut my thumb off. I'll live. Yeah, you get it everywhere. I do use this glue remover spray, but you still get it everywhere. So you've got to do your best to try not to, because it can be a right bugger to get off. Door's all right. I put something on the door so it doesn't just look like a plain modern caravan door, which isn't really what I like at all. So that's the area we've been using. Seems to work fantastic. And this is the solvent glue remover I've been using, just CT1 product. Morning. So we're carrying on with this build, but as with this build, everything I've done in it so far, we keep chopping and changing. So yesterday the fridge arrived, which I'll show you in a sec. I was going to have a fridge freezer here, like a compressor fridge freezer, but when I looked at them, the one that was affordable, which is about 450 quid, but it was a really unknown make as such. So mind you, they're all unknown makes, but anyway, I didn't like the look of it in the end, so I went for like a full size. I think it's 85 litres, which is very nearly the normal size for a kitchen under counter larder fridge. I think they're 90 litres. But again, it's a compressor fridge. Don't ever fit anything other if you're going to just go 12 volt, because they eat your batteries. The absorption fridges, they just eat your batteries. A complete waste of time. You can go back with the gas, you know, 12 and 240, but they're really only good on gas. They only withhold their temperature on 12, and they obviously work on 240 if you're plugged in or you've got really good solar or really good system. But I've always been fitting these just compressor, just 12 volt. Show you in a sec, because they're great. They're so low usage. That'll run for 2 or 3 days without any solar, without anything on what I use. I've got a 220 amp battery. Always about 220 amp. This is a single 220 amp battery. I'll show you that in another clip, on another video probably when we do the battery. Yeah, that'll run for 2 or 3 days without any input of solar or anything. Of course, you always get some sort of solar, especially through the summer. Don't in the winter really, but so it'll just run. It will always be okay. Especially on here, we've got 470 watts of solar and I think a 30 amp controller. So no, it's fine. It'll run. It'll just run forever if you want it to. I always turn them off. Always put them on a separate isolator switch, as with everything. It's fitted in the van, so I can just turn it off if I'm not using it. Can't really see the point of leaving them on when you're not using them. But obviously, I should have been carrying on with the bathroom, but I've jumped off that to clad this wall because obviously I need to fit the fridge. I want to fit the fridge now because it's here. So yeah, I'll just spin it around and show you the fridge. So there it is. There's no make on it. It was just bought on eBay. It's 85 litres, full compressor fridge. They've all the compressor fridges have got this type of control set up on the top, and obviously when that's connected, it will tell you there the temperature in the freezer compartment, the temperature in the fridge. And if you see one, sometimes I've seen them advertised as compressor fridges when they're not. It'll probably say something like 12 volt. 240 volt and all that. They don't exist. A compressor fridge is always 12 volt. It's not both. Otherwise, it's probably absorption. However you say it, fridge, battery eating fridge. So I've clad that bit there, really just so I can get this counter in here and just work out what I'm going to do. Still don't really know what I'm doing here. Obviously there's going to be a bench box to climb up into the bed. Not sure about here. Probably just going to be a cupboard and then a bit of extra worktop, because with all the vans, you're always short of worktop. Obviously, I'm going to clad up here around this bathroom at the same time, put all the switches in. The next bit's to clad up there, and then once I've clad up that bit, I'll get this fridge fitted. It's all wires are in already for this fridge. It's just got to be wired up. I'll do the counters the same height as in a house, which is 90 centimetres. I think that fridge is about 80 centimetres. So I'll see if I can lift it up a little bit, because obviously it's easier to use if it's a little bit higher, although it's fine as it is. But hi. So that's it. That's as much as I'm going to get today, and then I'm going to post this video tonight. So that's it. So I clad that fridge in, built this countertop for in there. I'm going to use this like thick tongue and groove for the counters. Try and give it that rustic look. That little switch there is for an outside LED light, which also acts as a rain guard for the top of the door. It's important to vent these fridges, so there's a little vent there, because obviously they get hot. They work on cooling a little radiator on the back with a fan. So if there's nowhere for the heat to escape from, then they get hot. So that's all in, plumbed in and working. Down here there'll be just a couple of shelves, because obviously there's a bench seat goes across here. I'll just switch this on. The little battery's dying because I'm only on a little tiny test battery, but You won't like this fridge burn on, but I'll just show you inside these fridges with the light on. So it's quite good. It's got a fairly usable ice box, 2 shelves and a salad tray at the bottom, 2 bits on the side. So it's fine. Yeah, does the job. That's coming up F1 fault. I would imagine it's simply because we're down below on the power. So we just switch it off. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. It's all coming together. Right, so I'm going to end that video. In that there's over 20 minutes this time. So I watched these YouTube gurus and they say the video should be 20 minutes. So there you are. This one's a tiny bit over 20 minutes. So that's it. I was just going to show you what I use for all this cladding. So it's just a DeWalt. They're fantastic. This is just a second fix DeWalt nail gun. It just files like Brad's, but quite long ones if you want. I use one there about 40mm. And I do all the cladding with it. People love or hate just this pine look cladding, but I really like it. And to be honest, it's also easy. You know, it's slower obviously than carpet, but it is easier, and you can get a little bit of effect with it as well. So that's why I use that really, and I like it. And I never stain it or brush paint it. I put something on these countertops because you know they're just bare wood, so I'll just put a clear varnish or something on these countertops, just to try and stop them getting wet and stained, because I did countertops like this before and they did get in a mess. But apart from that, the walls I leave it, and then eventually it just goes darker, naturally goes darker, and I think it always looks better. So anyway, that's it for now. So next will be finishing off this kitchen area. I've still got a bit to do in the bathroom, and then we'll be moving on to what I did say I would be doing this week, the cooker and the heaters, but we will be on them and they'll be on the next video. So that's it. So hopefully if you liked the video, you'll give us a thumbs up. Also, subscribing is quite important for me for the little channel. So if you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. It doesn't cost anything. It's completely free and it helps me along, or helps the channel along, get more views, which is why I want to do them really, so more people see it, the better. So yeah, if you can subscribe, helps me, helps the little channel, and doesn't cost you anything. And if you wanted to see the videos, you can click the bell as well. But if you don't want a reminder on the videos, you just want to see when they come up, as long as you subscribe, that helps the channel. Thumbs up, and any comments. I think the comments help the channel as well. So if you can put a comment on virtually anything if you like, just so there's comments going on, it'll also help me build a little channel. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. The next one will be the heaters and the cooker, and then we'll be getting somewhere really. So yeah, thank you very much, and see you soon.